Hey, g'day. How you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. How are we all going there? Today I've got a painting out of my head. I've done a bit of a sketch in my head there, and I want some mountain skies and lake reflections, things like that. Something that's going to make a good painting for a beginner to hang on their wall once they've sorted out all the do's and don'ts that get them into doing a good painting, all right? So we'll get some sizes up there on the canvas there in centimetres and inches like I always do. And also we'll get some colours going up the screen. That way you can pause it and write them down if you want to use the exact same colours I'm using, or you can use similar colours, all right? And I'll go through everything as I do it anyway. So we're going to have an horizon line. Now, where am I? I've done a bit of a mountain. You saw the picture in the opening credits there. That's what I'm going to paint today. All right, so come on over here and let's have a better go at this when you're a bit more closer and see what I'm doing, all right? All right, I'm going to grab my stick, and I've got a horizon line a bit above the centre because I want enough room at the bottom to put the water area and a little bit of land, okay? So we can just use this stick if you want, whatever you can use to get your horizon line in there. Okay, that was very easy. And my middle's about here, but it doesn't have to be geometrically middle. I want some landmass here, okay, in the distance. And then I want a sort of a double peaked mountain coming there. Okay, and then the moon, some sort of moon up here reflecting into our water. So to get things rolling, I'm using a 2-inch synthetic brush just to apply my soft-bodied craft paint onto the canvas. And I need to prepare the canvas to blend the way I blend. So I have the slow drying medium in there called retarder. That slows down the drying time of acrylic paints. And I'm going to do just the top half first. I'll come back later and do the bottom, because if I do the whole board, I've got to try and race against time to get the top and the bottom done before my paint dries to blend. So I'm going to do the top first. Okay, so let's just say we've primed it. I've got it prepped ready to blend the way I blend, but we've got it primed. Blend that down into nothing there. Ready to put our sky in. Now I've just wiped the bulk off that brush, and over here I've got my phthalo blue. Mine's red shade phthalo blue, but yours doesn't have to be red shade. That's just all I've got. And I want to get this nice light colour sky up here happening. I don't want a dark blue sky. I'm going to massage that in, massaging it. Now I'm bringing it down to where the horizon is. Crisscross these areas where it's not getting on the edge. Crisscross it all into the tooth of that canvas. Okay, it's a bit all over the place. You can see what that white underneath has done. I might even wipe the build up off that, just like that. And I want to massage that down horizontally so as it's looking nice. Now we've got a beautiful surface ready to put some type of cloud on there. I want this looking like we're looking into it as well. Okay, next cow out of the paddock is some grey and some white. And I've got 2 brushes to put the larger cloud on and the shadow colour, and a 2-inch here to blend it. So I want to get some cloud. Now this doesn't have any retarder in it. We're just going to get some clouds onto our sky. Okay, I want to get some mist in there as well, maybe. So I know I'm going to have the mountain about here, so let's put something, maybe dance it on. Now, see these long pieces sticking out? I've seen some people do that and leave them there, and it's not their fault. I probably didn't tell them, but we'll try and top shape them out like that, okay? Just so as they're not there. All right, and then we want to blend the bottom half of that, what we've just put onto the sky there, okay? Blend that. Blend the top open up. That way it's coming over our head. Just like that, see? It's coming over our head. That's how I want these to look. Wipe your brush as you go. Tickle the tops a little bit. And you brought that over our head. Now to finish that cloud off, we need to go back to our palette here and pick up that mid-tone grey we've got. Everything here is still wet. And we are going to stamp in the bottom and the depth, the shadow of everything there, okay? So now we're going to blend the bottom there, blend that grey into that blended white. Wipe your brush as you go if you're picking up paint, and you're blending it from the halfway down from to the bottom again, and bring it out over as well like we did before. Now you've got sort of, if anything in your mind, you've got like a two-tone cloud going on there. Now we just got to add the yumminess to make it look more real. So I've cleaned my fan brush again, the big one that I used to put the white on in the beginning, so we can crack some yumminess into there. Just like there. And with the blending the yumminess, you want to leave that vibrancy there, but enough to blend it down. And if anything, I like to think this gives your cloud a bit of a three-dimensional look on a two-dimensional surface. And we've got some kind of cloud with weather in it up the top of the sky there. How's that? That's all right. That looks beautiful. So we'll quickly just put a few more clouds on here. I'm doing them all different types. I just want some, like they're coming over our heads everywhere. There's a little soft one there. Now those whispery little, they're like tissue clouds, tissues in the sky. Someone dropped a tissue and it's floating around in the sky there. Now let me look in the monitor. Does that one need... No, that's all right. That's fine like that. See, that one can have the slightest bit of weather in it. What I call the weather is just the grey. The grey's the water in the cloud. So I'm making up my own words. I like to make up words. I think it's great. Because weather in a cloud is belongment. I've used belongment in a word before. So I'm picking up some more white. Okay, I've picked up some more white. And we'll probably put something, probably coming, well see I'm going to have a moon somewhere there, so we'll just put some, this here, and we'll blend them down. Very minimal. So you got that weather in the sky. Don't make them look like lines though, blend them out. They're probably barely visible there, but you can see them in real life. I've just put some more titanium white on there because that first bit I put on, my brush was a bit wet and made it watery and it didn't blend properly, so I put some more titanium on there just so these cirrus clouds will look more like a cirrus cloud. Just something like that. Some activity in the sky. Before we get too dry there, I've just got some of the white, picked up the grey, so I've got some sort of white grey in me pouncer. This is going to be a simple round moon up here. The water's mainly on this side, so mountains come in there, so the moon can be here. Let's just put it on, give it a bit of a twist just to get some transfer happening. That's good enough. Good enough. Now I've just picked up my little blending brush and I've just teased the middle just like that, because I want to clean the pouncer now and just crisp up one side. I'll clean that pouncer. If you don't have a pouncer, you can leave the moon out, or you can try and paint around one, or have a stencil the way I've done it before. Now I only want like a quarter of this loaded up. So take your time and work out what you got to load up. And that way, where it's, I'll have it say here. Now it might pay, I think, to give that a bit of a dry. Just so as our paint's going to stick to it, not mud up into it, okay? Okay, so where are we? I'm going to go that side. So we've got it back on there. There we go, look at that. That was too easy. Too easy, eh? Okay, I've picked up some white paint on my little blending brush here, and I've just sort of put more cirrus lightly but noticeable around the moon there. We can probably brighten up that side of that cloud as well. Just so it's very misty, and we're kind of sinking the moon back and putting the light around the sky there where it is. Just something artistic. See, I tried a bit up there and it was too bright. Now we're ready to put our mountain in. Now I've dried everything, and now we're going to put our mountain on, but it's important to remember where our horizon line is going to be, so we don't put our mountain too low and everything gets low, then you've got no room for your water, mass and land, or vice versa too high. So I know I want my mountain peaks just coming up here somewhere, okay? And they can fare out there because I'm going to have that landmass there as well. So work that out before you just go willy-nilly. And I'm going to use my applicating brush again, and I'm just using the burnt umber here to map in my mountain. Now I've got it a little bit damp, just wet the brush a little bit, just so it's going to transfer off the brush and onto the canvas. Watch this. So we're going to come, I want the height of it, I want the water level there, so this is going to come no more lower than there. So see that? It's damp enough to, I'll sharpen it a bit more if I need to. And I just want a twin double peaked mountain. Pick up some more. That's why I dried everything underneath, so it's not going to pull it and mud it up. Now this is acrylic, so we don't do it the way the oil painters do it with a mountain. You map it on the most comfortablest way you can with a brush or a knife. I find it easy this way, so I'm doing it this way. If you find it easy doing it another way, you can do it your way. I just find it very easy mapping it in, doing it this way. So we've got that mapped in. Now, I've got some more burnt umber here, and I'm going to get some white. And I want to make a lighter value of this burnt umber just with the white. It doesn't have to be solidly mixed. Marbly is fine. And we're going to pick the lighter side of the mountain to highlight. I'm using a flathead brush, so if anything, like we have the squiggly lines coming down the mountains like that to create the ridges. And the mountain I haven't dried. I'm just going to, I wouldn't mind it just sort of doing its own thing. And I've picked up a flat brush because I find they're good to get things happening with. So there, pull it down. It's sort of blending as it does its thing. And we'll put something over here. Just something, I don't know, something random. It's going to get covered up. Don't want it too dark though. And we've got to bring that dark back in front of there. So we'll just put that back in front of there again. There we go. And now I'm using this, and we can probably get some darker bits there. Yeah, that's all right. Just something simple and effective. And then we'll put some, we'll dry it and put some snow on there. Just before I dry it, I just want to sort of get rid of these hard edges, like blend them in a bit. Just not blending them, I'm just softening them so it looks a bit more, I don't know, real. Now I'll dry that so we can change it up a bit. Okay. All right, we've given that a dry, and now the bottom of the mountain, I'm not sure where my landmass is, but I don't want it just like that, so now I want the lower atmosphere, or the lower ground level, creeping up this mountain like this, okay? And this is going to have some vegetation all over it, so it's growing up the mountain. Just get that down there somewhere. And then this colour that I'm putting on now can have shadow in it. But this will just give you a bit of a daytime mountain. And now I'll go to the other side. Pretty much do the same there. So you're fingering it up into the side of this mountain here. Just, that's as high as it can go. Ah, it's just too high. We can't grow up there. This ground, this grass, it's... Who knows, this mountain in real life is probably a few thousand meters, or as Americans would use, feet. But we're kind of spider webbing it up into the mountain here. I'm trying to follow the lay of the land if I can. I don't know how it looks until I look into the monitor. When I look into the monitor, it gives me some sort of aspect of where I'm going with my painting. Yeah, that's looking all right. It's a bit rusty down the bottom, but that's fine. All right, so I've just got a little bit of black on here. Now, this lighter side, I want to just get some depth from there. How's that looking? Yeah, that's fine. Just getting some depth from that lighter side. I'm just using the flathead brush again. And now that raw sienna dark that we just put on there, coming up the mountain, I would like to have probably, not too much, but see where the fingers are coming up? Just, what I'll do is I'll wipe that off the brush, just so as I've got a dirty scrumble there. That's it, see there, it's more opened. And we've got some shadow where it's meeting the side of the mountain, so when we put the ground cover on it, it'll make it sit. It won't look like it's floating. Okay, let's go back down to our palette here. I've just got some forest green on that flat brush. I've cleaned it, same flat brush. Now I'm putting the forest green with the flathead brush. I'm just dribbling it up the brown raw sienna dark I added there, just to grow some grass, or add the grass coming up the mountain there. Alright, this part of the video I had the camera off when I thought it was on, and on when I thought it was off, so I've got to narrate over this section here. Now I've added some white to that green down the bottom to mute it a bit. And there we go, I've blended it, smudged it in the bottom there, and the snow wasn't on when I was putting the snow on, the camera wasn't on, so I've used the same brush and I've scratched in the white all the way down the mountain, just in this way, so it just looks like broken up snow coming down the mountain there. And then we'll get ready to dry this so as it can be dried. So I'm just drying that now. And then the middle bit where the opening in the landmass is going to be, I'm bringing that green down so as it's not missed out. Okay, just there. Okay, I've dried this, and make sure your green's coming down here, because that's where the landmass in front's going to be open up, and we need to see behind there. So now I've got my flow white, and I'm going to just prepare the bottom half of the painting. Now this has the retarder and the flow white just out. I'm not going to go right at the green because the landmass is going to be there. You'll see why. That's why it pays to watch a video first, so you know what's going to happen. Okay. Okay, now we'll just get some of the blue into this. We don't want it dark blue. I'm going to pick up some more of the white just to lighten it, as I don't want this as dark as the sky. So we've got our sky there now. Okay, get that reasonably straight. Got our sky colour there. Now we'll put some resemblance of the mountain there. So I'm picking up the burn umber with some white in it. I don't want it that bright, I want it a bit darker. And we'll pretty much come along here. About there. I don't know if I need to dry this or not. I probably do, but I'm doing it wet at the moment. Let's just see how it's going to look. Okay, I have given it a bit of a dry, and now I want to get the mountain on. Okay, I'm going to grab this one and use this to pull it down, just like so, to get it a bit blurry. There we go. Okay, now getting this colour green, we're gonna, where are we? We're gonna stamp that on. Just stamp it there. Okay, put that down a bit, and let's pull that down easily, gingerly, from about here. This is just a reflection of that green. If any of it's going to be picked up from our landmass, either it will or it won't, but it's there just in case it's going to be picked up, okay? And it'll make sense to the painting. So we just do this along here. That's pretty much it. Okay, I've just put some more titanium white on the palette. I'm picking up my pouncer again, just so we can get the reflection of the moon in the water somewhere about here. So we want to put it on. Okay, and then we're going to grab a pulling brush, something that's a bit clean, and let's just pull that one way and pull it another. Let's just on this side put some inkling of that cloud. Okay, so we'll just sort of put that there. Grab a dry brush and pull it down as well. Just so it's there. Okay, I've got a forest green on a scenery brush. Now I've drawn a line, that's where my horizon line is. It's not going to follow this weird shape, but that's the centre of the low bit. So my horizon line's pretty much there, you could see that. Okay, now I'm going to use my scenery brush. Well, this is a new chiseled edge one. I'm going to try it anyway. I want the middle bit open, and I've got forest green here, so I'm going to create the top of my landmass somewhere like this. Now you've got to have it just a little bit damp so it's going to transfer, but not damp where it's going to blob. You want nice airy bits in the top of your trees there. So we're getting the forest green, and I want to come off the painting with this, because this is quite close to us. So there's our, I'm going to leave the centre of it open a bit so you see right in there. Okay, then we'll put the lower half into that reasonable shape. Okay, grab your pull down brush, and that line you put in for your horizon line, that's the line you're pulling down from. So my pencil line's there. I want to pull this down like that and keeping this straight, okay? There we go. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, we've done both sides with the forest green. Now I'm just stabbing some of the cadmium yellow light into some of that forest green. And then we're going to gingerly and carefully highlight what we just put there, leaving some dark areas on it. How's that looking in the monitor? Not too bad. Looking like different layouts of bushes there. Come a bit above there. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm just going to use this brush, what's in there, to kind of stab it on and pull it down as I go, just in those areas where it is, in the shadow. I'm pulling it on a downward motion, so it's got that water reflection look. There we go, that's working. And we'll quickly do the same to the other side. So we want to create bushes, leaving dark at the bottom. Important to have your bushes dark at the bottom to create that shadow and depth, okay? And just pull that down like that as well, that easy. Okay, I'm picking up my leveling stick, my bullshit stick. I've got some black on a flathead brush, and in that middle there, I want to scratch in a line. Okay, just like that. I've blow dried what's up there. Just like that. So we've got a level line. And we want to let it wear off your brush, and we want to gingerly pull that, creating the depth and in the shadow there as well, up into the bottom of these tree landmass out there, okay? And then we can put the water's reflection on to sink everything down. And we will do the same, well not we, I'll do the same to the other side. You can see what this is doing. It's adding that depth and value to the trees to give them a more sense of realism for a beginner's painting. Some up in there as well if you want, and transfer it down there as well. Alright. Okay, so you can see what the black does. Now we'll put the waterline there to separate everything, and the best way is I'm going to butter it out onto the palette with a knife. Okay, then just wipe the knife clean, put it on its edge and scrape a roll of paint onto your knife. Now I want these light as buggery, very skinny, thin. Go right across that join there like that, okay? Now we can grab that stick, okay, and wet it and then wipe it so it's damp, but you don't want it soaking damp. Now you rest it on here on your stick, and we want to turn that heavy line into film. So if anything, you're leaving the top side of it there and you're filming the bottom side. Wipe it, wet it and wipe it, and you can start again. Let's go out here. It's just getting rid of that heavy cartoon look in that line, okay? And I find the flathead brush does this better for me. And it's just turning that, go a bit heavier, it's just turning that knifed line on there into an opaque highlighted film of water surface, okay? You can get an idea what it's just done. See how it's killed it, it's not so heavy. Now I've grabbed the paint and on the brush, I've dipped it in water, now I'm wiping it off. I want it very opaque here. You can grab your stick and let's find the edge of our, here we go. Let's sink some of the trees and stuff back. The thinner you can make these, the absolute better it would make your painting look. I like them right on the edge of the reflection there and scalloping out into the water on the edge of the reflection. Nice and thin. And they're not bright white, they're just dirty, opaque white. And it just, oh, easy. It sinks stuff down. See, it's sinking all the reflections under the water and gives them a sense of belongment. Okay. I just want something a little extra in my painting here. I was going to put a shallow waterline, but I won't. I want a water bird. I did a water bird before, so we'll put him on an angled. So let's just say this is an abandoned, rotten, old, broken down jetty, and there's only one pole left, and this water bird comes onto this pole every day looking for a feed because he gets hungry. So we've got a pole there. Now we've got to get the reflection in the water. So let's do that. I'm just going to use the corner of the brush. Now I've deliberately put the pole on a bit of an angle, just so about there. We want it scalloped into the water, keeping it the same thickness though, don't go too much over the place. And see, the scallopy action gives movement in the surface of the water to your reflection as well. Okay, and then when we put the bird on there, we will know roughly what shape to have the bird. Okay, so let's put our bird on. So I've just mixed up some black with that burnt umber. Now we want, how did I do the other one? He had his body coming down here. And he has a chest, a big beefy chest, which is there. And then we give him a back. Some sort of tail. And we want to have a water bird neck. So we'll find a brush that can give you a nice sharp bent, because these birds need to look, they're looking in the water, I reckon, for their food. So yeah, this little thin liner brush I've got here is making good for the head. And all water birds, from what I've experienced and seen on the rivers and lakes, have a long beak to put their head underwater and fish for what they're after. Give him a bit more of a beefy chest. And I think we'll highlight some of him just so he stands out against the darker area here. So where are we? Where is he? He's sort of here. I just picked up the burnt umber again, and I'm trying to implement his shadow in here. That'll do. I've just mixed a little of white with that colour I painted the bird on there with the black and the burnt umber, just so as I can give the top side of his silhouette a shadow. Not a shadow, a highlight, you know. And we'll just come down here like that, separating from the log. Yeah, something out there. Here we Now back down here, I've mixed up the white, very watery. Where's the water hitting the bottom of that? There. And we want to, I'm scalloping that reflection because that brown's still a bit wet and it's mixing with this white. And then I'll dry it and then finish the water surface on top of all of this. Okay, let's whack a signature and a frame on this. Be sure to look at those links in the description below. Join my art group page, Ianapolis Art Network. Share your work on there, comment and answer other people's questions as well. Help each other out. It's a lot of fun over there. And all my art's for sale. Check out the link there if you want to purchase one of my tutorial paintings. Give it the thumbs up. So we'll put a frame on this one. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful with the white border, water scene with a water bird in there and a mountain. We've got a moon, we've got a beautiful sky. Got some nice looking reflections in the water. That's not too shabby. Okay, I hope you like what you saw today and you learned something from it. Check your links in the description below, like I said before, and give me the thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell so you get a notification when you know I'm uploading a new video. If you like what I do, tell your friends, but if you don't, tell everybody, okay? All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on you.